Good afternoon, everyone.
Rotarians, please arise for the four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it the truth?
Second, is
Is
it
fair
fair
to
to
all
concern?
concerned?
Third,
Will you do welfare for generations?
Fourth,
Will
will
you
you be
be beneficial
beneficial
to all
to all
concerned?
concerned? Thank you. Please be seated. Rotary song, PP app, please lead us to sing.
R-O-T-A-R-Y, the spell Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is no on London Sea. From north to south, from east to west, he brought his mouth who serve the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, the spell Rotary.
Thank you, PPR. Introduction of visiting Rotarian and honorable guest. May we have our fellow Rotarian Max to introduce.
Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, our speaker is 张相玉先生。Sorry. 张佑任先生 is 张佑任先生是 good friend. And then we have guests. 张相玉先生，南区扶轮社。He's also speaker's brother. Then we have guests, Sophia, our first lady. Okay, thank you. Have a great time.
Thank you, Max. And may we have Mr. Zhang to stand up? We are going to sing a song for you. 请张先生，我们要因为他是南区社的扶轮社友，我们唱欢迎他的歌。
Welcome, Dragon.
Guess all Rotary, we greet you. Oh, guess all Rotary, we greet you. We want you to feel that our friendship is real. We are glad you're here today. So take back home the beat of cheer. Regards from all the fellows here. And when once more you are near our door, come again, Rotarian. Come again.
Thank you and welcome, and thank you PP app, thank you PP Keys. Okay, next. Presidents, no. Today we are going to announce our charter ceremony. It's on Sunday. May we have Amy?
Thank you, Jimmy. Good afternoon to all dear Rotarian. This weekend, Sunday night, will be our 30th charter anniversary. Just one reminder, because we do arrange a special program for all the PPs and their spouse to work on the red carpet. Okay, so I think I already announced, have the message in your group. So just remind all the PP and the ladies wear pretty and handsome that night. And the other thing is, because we do need your assist on the, I think, the fourth of the movie clip. Before the fourth movie clip, we have to gather all of you and to move your footstep to the outside of the Windsor restaurant. So we have to arrange you like in order. Then when the MCs call out your name, then you can walk in the red carpet by order. So just reminder, like each of us, recording everyone, and at the time remember to move your step out of the restaurant. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And we really look forward to your attendance on this Sunday. This will be a big event for us in this year. And next is our main program today. May we have P. Lu to introduce our speaker?
How long have we known each other? Over 10 years, I think more. About 10. Okay. Alex is a old friend of mine and old acquaintance. We go way back, and I think he plays a key role in my life because the reason is he's the matchmaker for me and Sophia.
Oh, that's why.
His wife, Jean, and I used to work together when we were back in San Francisco, and he's Sophia's neighbor from Taipei. And when we got married, Mr. Ashang from Nanqu was our 媒人公. So we go way back. The picture's kind of blurry. I think, sorry about Evergreen's equipment. I think this is 2010. That's Sophia and Alex when Alex was working in Hong Kong when we visited him. And somehow, that was our wedding at Bali in 2011, almost 8 years ago. Somehow that was the only photo I have with Alex. I think he kind of got, as I remember, I think he kind of got drunk the day before. So we took a picture with his entire family, but without him. Okay, can I have the next one? Yes, and this is, I pretty much know his in-laws' whole family. They have 4 siblings, and I think this was at his brother-in-law's wedding. The middle one is Jean, his wife. So we go way back, and honestly, all I know is I want to bring him to meet everyone, and I'm not quite sure what his topic is going to be about. But let me tell you a little bit about Alex. He went to the States in middle school. I think around we went there around about the same time, and he got his college degree from University of Pennsylvania, and he went to Tokyo University for his master. And I'm gonna leave the rest of his journey to him and to share it with everyone. Let's give him a big welcome.
Hello, good day, everybody. Thank you, Lou, for the introduction, and thank you for the invitation. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here. Today, I will talk a little bit about myself and why we are in the liquor business. And my topic is called My Life After. So as Lou has introduced earlier, yes, as Lou has introduced earlier, I went to the States when I was in middle school. And fortunately, I had a very generous father, my dad, Ashang. He's now in Nanqu of Da同扶輪社. So I enjoy worry-free life until after probably masters. So it's like probably 27. So good childhood, a lot of drinking. So a lot of drinking early on and still doing it now. Okay. All right. So, all kinds of liquor, whiskey, vodka, 白酒, all kinds has been in my life. Okay. All right. That's okay. That's all right. Okay.
No.
Oh, that doesn't work that? Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, all right. So let me go back. Let me go back to the first one. Okay. So this is the whiskey that I had made. Let me start with this. I have set up a small distillery in Yingge, Taipei County, and we won a IWSC bronze, which is pretty good, for the first entry into a competition. It's a rather renowned competition. Cavalon, they have all the gold and silver and a lot of bronze. But for our first try, and I brought a bottle for everyone to sample. Feel free to try some if you like. And so from the beginning, how did I get into the liquor business? Okay, this is how I will organize. Look at it. From 人地天, it's like human, the earth, and heaven. The 3 stages of kind of evolution, how I got into the business. And of course, from human parts, celebrating humanity. This is my dad. My dad got me into the liquor business about 9 years ago, 2010. I didn't start the business myself. My dad started it. He likes to play mahjong very well. My dad actually is, in fact, a professor, I would say, in the mahjong. So he plays well. He plays, so don't play with him too much. You will donate a lot of your, pocket money to him. That's fine. So from his love of mahjong, so one day he was playing with his friend, and then they were, in the round, and then Shangjia, the guy before him, played 一筒, and then he played 发财, and so 2 tiles in the mahjong. So he created the name 一筒发财, and so he thought, this is very nice, great name. All the Chinese, half of the Chinese play mahjong, and so this is a great name. It's very good fortune, kind of a brand. So he started this brand, and so we started this souvenir liquor business. I'll call this a souvenir liquor business. So one of our good selling product is 中八百. This is actually decanters of mahjong tiles. We have this is selling pretty well at the duty-free store at the airport. If you see those, and of course, and later on I made this, kind of like in my image. This is I made, so this is a God of Fortune, smiling God of Fortune. Kind of looks kind of like me. Yeah. So it's selling very well. And then I have brought one. This is a gift to Lou for inviting me. And so this will be for your drawing, for your 30 year, of the Rotary Club. Yeah. So we've been selling these souvenirs very well for the past 8-9 years. And then we have also expanded to selling, of course, the drinking ones to China. But this is 白酒. Yeah. So we're good at designing the package, but we never really knew the content that well, at least for me. Yeah. 白酒 was not my thing. So we were able to, we're lucky to have actually switched to different partners, but then they provide very good liquors. So this was kind of like an OEM business. We provide the packaging, and the other partners provide the liquor. So I did not know the liquor. So this is a very good souvenir business that we started. And then the target audience, of course, mainland Chinese. Yeah. So we've been selling this at the airport, all the tourist points in Taiwan. Yeah. So we have not built this as a brand of liquor. This is more like a souvenir business, souvenir liquor. And then about 2 years ago, actually 3 years ago, 2016, we started a shoju branch of our company. It's called Hata, the oolong tea shoju. This is my sister, and then my sister, she married a Japanese. Her husband is Japanese, so she's the marriage of Taiwan and Japan. So we thought, oh, okay, why don't we start targeting a different kind of audience? So we thought, okay, shoju would be really nice. And then we were looking to give it a name. And at the time, it so happened that Hata Yoichi, this engineer from Japan, there was of course, a big story of his statue. The head got chopped off. But we started the brand actually before that. He had a lot of contribution to Taiwan because he was the water engineer. Well, what do you call that? He built the Wu Shantou water dam. And then so because of the dam, so we were able to have a lot of great agriculture, like the good rice and then the good water in the Tainan general Tainan area, Yunlin, Jiayi, Tainan. And so we found this. This is the Di terror. So then this is very important for us. This is branching out from just the Gaoliang, the Yitong Facai. And so this is the Di part of our evolution. And so this is this oolong tea shoju is part of Taiwan and part of Japan. So we target Japanese tourists with this product. But again, I did not know how to make this product. We knew how to buy the best oolong tea that we could possibly buy. We knew how to buy the rice, the best rice that we could buy. But we did not know how to make the liquor. So at this point, this is selling pretty well, again, in the duty-free store, selling to Japanese tourists. Okay. So we're moving on. Okay, so this is the packaging. Okay, so you ever see this in duty-free store? Thank you for your support. Yes. And so throughout all these years, that like 8-9 years, after I took over my dad's liquor business, we had a chance to go back to the U.S. to tour around. So we went to me and took the kids. We went to see a lot of the boutique distilleries in U.S. Over, we went to L.A., Utah, Nevada, Seattle, even. Yeah. So Cooper Works, this is in Seattle. Yeah. Lou's sister was very nice. She hosted us for a few days in Seattle. So we went to see a lot of boutique distilleries. So we just want to see how the people in the U.S. How they operated their distilleries, how they operated their brands, and then whiskey has been on the rise, even in the U.S. Of all kinds. So we went around and then checked out other people's machines, other things. So at this time, this is about 2-3 years ago, and then so wanting to build a distillery, our own factory, was only 3 years ago. So we've been in business for almost 10 years, but it's all trading. Yeah, we're doing all the trading stuff. So no, we do not know how to do the hard labor part. Okay. So 3 years ago, we had the idea. We wanted to build our own. Okay. So I went around and learned the stuff. Okay. And then this was a trip to Napa. I think it was 2 summers ago. Went to visit Cooperage, and then my kids and I, and then went to see how the barrels were made. Different kind of chars, how the barrels, how the smoke get in there, and then and the owner was explaining to me the different kinds of levels of char. So it's kind of interesting. So we went around to see how whiskey was made. Yeah. Okay. And then of course this is in LA, and then this is Utah, and we want to see other people's machines. So this is very important. So we went on a learning trip. We want to see, if whiskey was possible to make it ourselves. Okay, And now it goes to the third stage, the heaven. It's quite heaven. It has to do with, I was sent to the US when I was very young, only high school, junior high. And so my aunt, who was with us, my parents were in Taiwan most of the time. So she would take us to church. So I went to church when I was very young. So I think it was early on influence, that I've been to church. So I always remember the passage, John 3:16. It was like, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, for whoever believes in him shall have everlasting life. Shall not perish and have everlasting life. Okay, so I always remember that. And then throughout the short career of my liquor, there were ups and downs. So during my downs, about probably 4 years ago, slight depression, of course. Business was not that great. So I believe I found the belief, the faith, had an impact on me. So that's why, in a way, when we found this distillery, we started building this distillery. I call it Holy Distillery because wanting to believe in something higher, higher power that will help me and guide me through the path that I'm heading toward. Okay, so in God we trust, or just like in the U.S. dollar bill, in God we trust. So this is the logo that we chosen. That's outside our distillery. And if you scan this, then you will see a story. I have a publisher's. We got a PR story in the back. And this is our still. It's still in the warehouse. It has not been set up yet. We are still in the middle of setting up. Okay. This is the still that I've been working with. Very small one. This is a smaller still. This is the homebrew type of, very small scale, about 250 liters. Okay. So yeah. So this is big kitchen. The big kitchen, still. But then with this, we were able to brew and distill the whiskey that's on your table. Yeah, and that's the one that won the bronze award. And then the cask selection was very important as well. It was we followed the bourbon style of making whiskey, and we used new American oak, white American oak, and then at the end it was sitting in California wine barrel. Yeah, as a finish. So have a taste. We'll talk about the taste later. Yeah. So from this, we moving on to the bigger still. Yeah. Okay. So in the past 2 years, as we were building this distillery ourselves, we went to see a lot of the barrel exchange and we visited a lot of wineries. We're looking for different kind of barrels that use barrels from very different kind of wine, because that would give it a variety of taste. And I found out this is very hard. It's a daunting task that's very hard, but we're undertaking this, and then just because every wine has different tastes, and then whatever you put into the barrel will come out different. So right now at our level of production, every barrel is very different. Every taste is actually quite different. So we have 2 bottles today, and then they would taste very different because they were matured in different kind of barrels. And then we have, of course, we went to source our own barrels in California. And then, interestingly, it's in Taiwan, there are not many people that do that. Of course, Kavalan does it, and Nantou Distillery does it. But then, so we were able to share. We bought some of these barrels and we share with other distilleries in Taiwan. So whiskey making is on the rise in Taiwan. I count probably 8 or 10 small distilleries, just like ourselves, that will be start selling our products very soon. And we're very happy that we have Kavalan in Taiwan. Kavalan put Taiwan as a whiskey making region on the map, on the world whiskey map, which is very, very important. They devoted a lot of their marketing dollars just to tell everybody in the world that, oh, Taiwan can make whiskey. This is the region, the weather, being so warm and hot, very long summer, still very good. So very, all these, everybody really appreciate that, from the whiskey makers, because that would save a lot of our own breath trying to convince other people. Okay, so eventually, of course, my goal is to be able to export this whiskey to the U.S., to Europe, and then having Kavalan as our forerunner is very, very helpful. And this is part of our production. Okay, where just we use the barley. They go for barley. This is from Australia. And then we have also used many kinds of barley from Germany as well. So our whiskey, moonshine, as you say, the distilled liquor, that's, oh, okay, right. So when the whiskey, before they go into the barrel, they're like clear, just like baijiu, And so, it's the barrel that gives all the colors. The wood, the char, giving all the color. And then this is a long process of learning how all the chemistry, behind the brewing and making. So I made a lot of friends in beer making business as well. Because Taiwan actually in the past 4 or 5 years, boutique brewery. 精酿啤酒 has been on the rise as well. So there are quite a lot of people making very different kind of interesting taste, IPA, Pilsner, all kinds. So it's very important for us to have learned that. All right. Okay, let me go back to the still that I recently bought. It's still sitting in the warehouse. I want to emphasize that of all the very good lessons that we have learned from making whiskey, this happens to be very important, the lean arm. This is a little technical, of course. It's because when the lean arm, when you look at the lean arm of the steel, it has to descend, right? And the descending angle of 20 degrees is the ideal. It took me some research and to learn that, and because nobody else in the industry would tell you, because this will slow down the distilling process. So we have very slow, and then the liquor will come out slower than usual. And so when I ordered my steel, my equipment, I made that as part of the spec. It's something that you should know. So the slower that you make, the better it tastes. Okay. Has everybody tasted? Oh, anyway, all right. Please do.
Button up.
Yes, please. Bottoms up, yes. All right. So throughout this, process, it's not very glamorous. This is the building of this small distillery. It's not very glamorous, but then it makes me become more aware. This is we need to move on from being a souvenir liquor business to actually maker of liquor. So we need to know how we're making the things that we're selling. Yes, we've been doing this as a souvenir business. It's been okay. Then we're moving on. So hopefully that in the next 10, 20 years, and this will be the longer the time passes on, goes on, the liquor will be even better. It will taste even better. Yeah. So there's a lot of involvement of different kind of barrel cleaning. This is the kind of things that I did not know before I got involved in the business. So there's a lot of hard work in the back. Okay. It's kind of being short of a presentation, but then we're going to be opening for tour in the summer of 2019 in Inge, and we'll give you a better taste of different kind of varieties of liquor if you come and visit us. Yeah, and then thank you very much. You are a friend of Lou and you're a friend of mine. Yes, please come visit us in Inge. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any question for Alex?
Yes, please, thank you.
May I suggest that our club will have an outing to your...
Oh, of course, of course, of course. You're more than welcome. Yes, yes. Let me just emphasize on our setup. So our first floor will be the warehouse, in and out, and then the second floor will be all the equipments, the brewing and the distilling process. You will be able to see that. And the third floor, you will have a tasting room that also explains the production process, why we are doing this, and then different kind of liquor that you can taste. Yes, please, definitely, we'll set it up. Yeah.
Second question, how do we buy our liquor from you? Just call you?
Call me, call Lou. I'm sure, Lou's house has, two boxes of liquor, of my liquor.
So is Lou your distributor in Taichung?
Yes, he will be my first distributor.
Do you know that Lou's hobby is to give every one of us a present? As when the speaker says anything, he will give us.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
I just want to clarify. The whiskeys are not for sale yet. They're not on the market yet.
Not on the market.
These are on the market.
Whiskey is not on the market yet. Whiskey has, in Taiwan's policy, you need to wait 2 years. Yeah, right. So we go by, because when we started making this as a production business, it's moving on to advancing to the next stage. So we go by the rules. Yeah, right. Actually, Taiwan doesn't really have a rule yet. Not very specific on whiskey making. So we're also forming a society that will regulate ourselves, all the makers.
Okay, I believe it's really worthy to wait.
Yes, it is. Yes. Thank you.
We have a Christian here in the house. I'm not a Christian, I'm a Buddhist. So pardon my ignorance. I thought you're not really allowed to drink.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Even
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. Yeah, I think it was part of.
Don't get drunk.
No, just don't get drunk. Yes, that's right. I think it was he turned the water into wine.
Yes.
And then he parted the bread, and the bread just became very abundant.
At the wedding.
Yeah, that's right. And then people keep on eating, and then it was a piece of bread, but
That's a mistake.
Misunderstanding. Right. Yes. So in the belief, yes. I'm not the most devoted Christian. It's just my life has been. When I was young, I was heavily influenced. Yeah. And then, but of course, during college years, a lot of drinking. It was, I did not follow the protocol of good Christian. But then, yes.
So it's a beautiful mistake. Okay.
Yeah, if you're done, right?
Yeah,
So if I may add, actually, when I met Alex, he was actually, I think you have a civil engineering background?
That's right. My college degree is in civil engineering.
Yeah, he's major and concentration was in civil engineering. So he was working for construction companies, big developers, very, very big developer in Hong Kong. The hotel they built, that project was over 700 rooms. How many rooms was that, the hotel?
1,500.
1,500. That hotel project was over 1,500. And he took me to some of their projects. So it's really different, switching from a construction development company into beverage, alcohol business. And I admire him a lot because he not only switched from, doing souvenir business. This is more like buying, trading, selling. You're sitting in office, you're visiting clients, you have a nice office, and now he's setting up his distillery. Nobody's installed air conditioning in distillery, in factories. So it's really tough work, and he's pretty much developing all these knowledge, researching by himself. So I have like a great admiration of what he's been doing over the couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And please come forward to accept our gifts.
Yes, you can put it into consideration.
Drinking?
No, outing.
好来，1、2、3，谢谢。
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Next is attendance report. May we have PP Pat to give us a report?
Okay, let me have today's attendance report. We have 21 Rotarians and 1 visiting Rotarian and 3 guests. So the total attendance rate is 66%. Not bad.
Thank you, PP Pat. Next, Surgeon report. May we have PP Scheme?
Thank you. President, hello everyone. Surgeon Adams report, we have very many donations today. First one from Jess. Loving all kind of liquor. Okay, very much. Looking forward to the Mahjong speech as well. Okay, by whom? Oh, okay, I'm looking forward to listening to that. Because I always lose money in Mahjong. Okay. The second from our Secretary Jimmy. Jimmy will donate the funeral money, okay, to the global. Would you read by all?
No, it's okay. It's not necessary to be mentioned.
Okay. But it's a good thing that I need to read it. Jimmy will donate all the money she receiving at her grandma's funeral to the global grants of Taichung West Club. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of money. Okay. And from our speaker's father, from Nanqu, thank you. And from our President Lu, thank you for your interesting speech, Alex. And good to see you, Mr. Zhang, a Rotarian Asham. Okay, thank you. And Juice, would you mind come up?
Just want to take up this opportunity to thank you, Lu, and all our members for your condolence and supporting during the last 2 weeks. My 92 years old mother, she passed away peacefully, and I also would like to make a donation for all our club members' Bible to our club. So, President Lu. Thank you.
Thank you, PP Juice, and thank you, PP Scheme. Okay, the important thing for this weekend is our 30th Charter Ceremony on January 20th, this Sunday. It will be started at 5:20 for registration, and the dinner will be started at 6 o'clock. And next week we will have off on next week, and January 31st is our husband and wife day. Please bring your spouse to here, and we will have Taichung Shi Jingcha Jujiang, Mr. Yang, to give us the speech. That's all for today, President Lu.
I just want to, I think we have a little bit of time, so I just want to make an introduction for Mr. Ashang. As Alex mentioned, he's a mahjong specialist. He not only plays mahjong very well, he can tell you a full story, a very thorough, lengthy story on mahjong, where it came from, how it's played, and how it evolved. He was even invited to Beijing University to give a talk on mahjong. So, but it needs to be done in Chinese, and so we'll see if we have an opportunity to invite him to speak to our club on a HNW day, and it should be, according to Jess and Sophia, the spouses, not necessarily wives, but spouses should be very interested as well. Hope to see everyone on Sunday, and for the beverages, for the alcohol Alex brought, I think we will open one of them for when we come back after Chinese New Year for our spring party. 我们春酒我们来开其中一瓶，我 share among, and we'll make a lottery drawing for the other one. So come this Sunday and come back after New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.